we are playing Ducktales Remastered. Oh, so many memories of the game on the original Nintendo NES system. But a couple years ago, they released a remastered version for the Nintendo Wii, Switch, whatever, and then all the other systems too. They just updated the Nintendo game. So like the animation you're watching now is not in the original, but again they just did a complete update on the old NES game. I have fond memories of playing that game over and over and over again, and also like watching the TV show. I don't know, like I know they just released a new version of DuckTales in 2017, but it came out like 1989, the original version, and like I still go back and watch them. They still hold water. There's Uncle Scrooge, so good. Um, Battling the Beagle Boys. So yeah, this right here was not in the original game. The original game started off. It'll be after this section, but yeah, actually going through kind of the money bin, you know, in the cartoon, I don't think we ever got a tour of it either. So it's kind of interesting to see like them do. Oh, this is what the inside of the money bin looks like. You know, we always only got to see his office there, or Uncle Scrooge's office there, or the when he goes swimming in the money, which as a kid, I was like, I want to be able to do that one day. like they need to make that a ride at Disneyland or something, where you just like dive into the money bin and swim around. Because he looked like he was having a whole lot of fun. So, sorry, I took a drink. Um, but this is like, oh, the other thing is like having like the original voices from the cartoon in the game. So the Beagle Boys still sound like the Beagle Boys, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The voice, Uncle Scrooge. I believe the woman who played Miss Beasley actually passed away a while ago, so um, that's not the same voice. But Launchpad McQuack's in here, um, and this actually also makes me want to kind of like they should just redo the Darkwing Duck Nintendo game too. Now that I think about it, because that was great also. But yeah, so making my way through the money bin. And I just, for whatever reason, have a whole bunch of treasure just lying around. Lying around. But yeah, so I'm loving it. And like the updated graphics and everything. Kind of the CGI background was animated. I don't want to say maybe cel shaded, but animate like that was like the first time seeing animated like with cel shading in video games made it look like it was actually like a cartoon, so yeah, it looks like they have the cartoon graphics. But yeah, DuckTales. What's not good to say? Like one of my favorite episodes in the series or story arcs is the Valley of the Golden Suns, and Gold Fever. And the villain in the movie is they kept bringing him back, time and time again. But it was just such a like interesting series of them how they're trying to find, this Valley of the Golden Suns and all this gold that these pirates had left behind. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, try to watch that. There's like 5 episodes. Um, my other one was anything with Gizmo Duck. uh, those were my favorite episodes. Finton McQuack, who was basically like I don't know. I don't want to say he was a well, just bad luck, because his whole thing was he had like bad luck, and the Gizmo suit. Like getting that on and becoming, his alter ego, Gizmo Duck, and having all that confidence and stuff, and how good that, was for him, So yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. But yeah, Gizmo Duck and Gyro Gearloose, the inventor. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm not even like I'm just like thinking about the cartoon while I'm playing this. So, but yeah, definitely one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I think it used to come on right before Transformers. So, um, which is another. They came out with a game a couple years ago that was really good for like the PS4. So that's on the Transformers. But yeah. So one of the sayings that Scrooge McDuck would always like have is work smarter, not harder. And even as a kid, like I knew that that made sense. So I kind of incorporated that into my life. Like I need to be able to work harder and not work smarter and not harder. Thereby, getting things accomplished that I need to without overextending yourself. It's a good philosophy. So, um, but yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to remember what episode it was. I think it was like when we had to go back in time or something, and he saw him. He was like, he saw himself as a young kid, and that was like some of the advice he had given himself. So, but yeah, the idea of his lucky dime, the first dime he ever earned. Okay, so this is the vault. This is the office area in the vault. Like I said, none of this was in the original game. You didn't even have the. I don't even think the Beagle Boy. I think the Beagle Boys were on one of the stages, but you didn't have to deal with them right away. So this is like a boss battle, and like I don't even know what's going on because, like I said, I've never played this game before. But it's the regular game mechanics, so you just pick it up pretty easy. But yeah, I'm just like I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. But I'm assuming this is this is how you beat this boss. So it looks like it's going well. So, but yeah, and there's his butler. Oh, it's just so funny, like to kind of just see, like again, it's Ducktales. What else is there? But yeah, so going back to his lucky dime. So the first dime he ever earned. All right, so defeated the Beagle Boys. And of course, they just run off. But having the first dime you ever owned. So like, I actually have I don't. It's not the first dime. It's the first it's the copy of the first paycheck that I ever got for my first job, which was at McDonald's. So, um, and I was really proud because it was my first job, my first paycheck, and I could actually start buying things that I wanted to buy. I was in high school, and like I don't know, my parents always had like a very good work ethic, so being able to kind of have that and demonstrate that and work on that was important. So getting my first job, I remember, when I was younger than that, like mowing lawns and, doing stuff like that for people. Um, but actually going somewhere, with a job, you know, however many hours. Like I was young, so I couldn't work like over a certain amount of hours. When I first started, and then I turned 16, which means I could work 8 hour shift. So I would normally work nights at McDonald's. The drive-through in the back, which is the best place to be. I'm just letting you know right now. If you're young and you're looking for a job and you're trying to do McDonald's, work the drive-through. So you meet all kinds of people. All you do is take orders and take money. You don't have to deal with the headache of orders getting messed up or going wrong, or people in the or people in the lobby. You don't have to deal with all that. So my advice, if they're going to offer you something, what do you want to do? Either you want to work the drive-through, or you want to do like work the cooking. You know, I didn't do cooking until I was about to quit. So I probably only did that for maybe a few months. By the time I left McDonald's, I will tell you this. By the time I left McDonald's, I don't think I was there. I was probably there like 8 months, because I got a internship uh, at another company. But by the time I left there, I detested the food. Like, I'm just gonna let you know. Like, I even to this day, I can't eat McDonald's, and that was so many years ago. Like, even to like now, like, if I go there, there's only certain things that I can eat. Like, I can eat the French fries, and maybe I can eat the chicken. Like, I've had chicken nuggets recently, and they were disgusting. Like, I couldn't even finish them. But the French fries are pretty much the only thing that I can ingest without feeling, just sick. So, but that's a side effect of working there, because it's just like um, you're in it all the time. Like I said, I was working after school, and then I would work, Saturday, Sunday. Um, so I was just there all the time. Because also, again, you're making money, so it's like the amount of hours I can get in, the more hours I get in, the more I get paid. So uh, yeah, definitely, I was there a lot. Um, but yeah, I remember also like cleaning the trap. Like, it was just cleaning the bathrooms, and like you're like, people are disgusting. Like, you do realize that too. Like, working in a place like that, you're like, people are just disgusting, horrible. You're just like, I don't even know. I don't even want to come to your house. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, how do people live like this? So I do remember that was a takeaway from working there. But also, um, again, it's just like the work. My work ethic thing was like, I like working. I don't mind it. If you find a job, it doesn't have to be McDonald's. It can be anywhere. If you find a job, like if you find a job that you're doing, that you like doing, and encompasses like you, like like can work with your personality, like that's the best thing. So like right now, I would argue that my job is the job I do right now. I am basically doing a hobby, and it was a hobby for a long time before it became a job, and now I do it for money, and I really like it. Some days, some days I really don't. But I used to always be worried about, like, well, if I start doing my hobby for work, um, I'm not gonna like it anymore. I'm not gonna enjoy it. But actually, it's weird, because I feel like with my particular skill set, I it's actually kind of expanded what I do on the hobby side. So I'd say, you know, as you go through your education, your life, and I'm talking to you like you might be, you know, high school, just out of high school. But even if you're older, this still applies, because I changed a career. I've changed. This is my second career. and I think I have one more career left in me. So my first career was in, I would say, sort of legal. I was doing kind of legal stuff, not illegal. I was doing legal stuff, and went back to school, got my master's in my particular hobby. Um, for more legitimizing for myself rather than I don't really think I needed it, but I just wanted to kind of be legitimate myself. So I went back to school. Oh wow, like that didn't happen in a Nintendo game, but that's actually that's almost disturbing to see. So oh, the other thing, and I know I just sidestepped here, but the coins you're collecting, that wasn't a part of the Nintendo version either. So you have to collect a certain amount of coins to get off the stage, um, which I guess adds to it. But okay. But yeah, going back to like if you're in a position right now, I know COVID makes it difficult, but start thinking if you're thinking about what's next, what's on the horizon. One, do not limit yourself. That is some of the best advice I ever got. Is like don't limit yourself. There's a lot you if you don't know how to do it, you can learn. Um, and like you just have to want to apply yourself. I mean, and there's the great thing about this age that we live in is everything is online. Like you can learn skills very easily. You have a computer in your pocket. I only wish that I had that when I was younger. But we have access to all kinds of tools, information, in our pocket. So um, don't limit yourself. Two, it's like don't be afraid to figure out what you like, and not worry about what other people think. um, so many times we kind of the question goes like, well, how much money can you make from that, or what are you gonna? I'm trying to figure out like why it's not. I just realized that I gotta collect coins. So, like I said, this is the first time I'm playing this game. Um, so we limit ourselves in what we can do and want based on money, but anything can be monetized and money can be always made. There's just, despite what people say, like there are things that people are like, think about it, like the fact that garbage men exist means that anything can be monetized. Like the act of somebody coming to your house to pick up your garbage and put it somewhere, like that's monetized. Um, During COVID, the whole mask thing. People having to make masks. There's a shortage on masks. Now we find that masks are are a necessity. So people making masks who are just doing it as a hobby because that, or doing it because they couldn't get it in the store or Amazon didn't have it. Boom, total business. So like, you just got to think like, if there's something that you want to do and you don't know how to get it to make money, figure out how to market it. There's a market for it. So don't limit yourself that way. The other thing is, if it's you're probably doing something, anything that you're thinking that's a hobby, you know, you're doing something like this. Like me talking to you while playing video games is another hobby. I'm not looking to monetize this. I'm actually doing this as kind of a stress relief for myself. But you can figure out how to monetize it, and plenty of people have with this. Like there are whole channels dedicated to gaming that are really good, and have better cameras and whatever. Like I just, like I said, I'm doing this for, I'm literally, like I said, it's just for a stress relief for me. So it's because it's game therapy, but yeah. So there are things you can do. So figure out what it is, and don't be afraid to have to do the work. Because I think too that's another thing is like switching a career. I switched a career. I had to go back to school, or at least I wanted to go back to school. So I'm working full time. I'm getting my master's degree full time. It's a lot of work. It's hard. Change is hard, and so realize that you are not entitled to an easy life. Okay, no matter how much people want to tell you that things should be easy, you are not entitled to an easy life. And anything you want might take some work, and that is okay. So put in the work. Just put in the work, you know. And you're better for it anyway. Like that's the other thing is like if you have to work for it, then you value it more. The reason why my mom used to always joke with me was like, you know, like we'd have snow days in college when I was in college. I didn't trust that my college was closed, so I would still go there to see if it was closed. You know why? Because I was paying for it. My parents didn't pay for my college. Like I was paying for college. So if I was gonna get, I'm here to get my money's worth. You know, and if I'm putting money into something, I'm darn well gonna get, my money's worth. So um, that's what it is. Like you have to have skin in the game, and if you want something in the like to change or in the future, put your skin in the game. And it's not just like with work; it's with relationships, it's with friendships, it's whatever. You know, it's life. Put skin in the game. You know, too many people don't want to put skin in the game. And that's why so many things are just shallow and you know empty, and then you wonder why. Like it's because you're not in it. You're not in it. You don't even know. Like you're not saying that your thing is it's not worth enough. But no, you got to put the work in, and you'll be better for it. Even if you fail, and that's the other thing too. Don't be afraid to fail. You fail class, fail whatever. Oh, but you gotta not be afraid of it. It's a part of life. Failure is a part of life, and that's how you learn, and that's how you learn to continue to keep moving. That failure won't kill you. Oh, these guys are in the original ones too. So like this is the same stage, but it's different. Like there's a lot more secret passages I'm noticing. Like I'm just remembering back from Nintendo. Sorry. So yeah, but yeah, put in the work, and do that for you. Hey, Mrs. Beagley. Um, but yeah, you want to change your career, you got to do the work, and sometimes it's hard. You want to change your path, it's hard. You know, and you can't be afraid of that. You know, the long nights. I will not tell you how many nights I stayed up writing papers to 5 a.m., having to be at work at 8 o'clock. So many nights. But that's just because I wanted something different. The same thing is with, like I said, you want to. He's jumped in the way of it. You want to start a business or a business venture. You're gonna have to do the work. And sometimes it's staying awake and working, your actual job while you're working on trying to get your other one off the ground. And that's life, and you got to be okay with that because that's the only way that things are going to change, and like I said, you'll appreciate it more. You will appreciate it more. Before I forget, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I always forget that. Again, this is just a hobby. This is just a hobby. So, but I do appreciate you watching. I do appreciate you listening and taking the time out, to do those things because you could be doing something else, watching something else. So, but yeah, so just, realize it's going to take work, but like Uncle Screw says, work smarter, not harder. If there's a better way, if there's an easier way, figure it out. And that takes work in itself, you know, and don't be afraid to do it, you know. So trust yourself, trust your instincts, you know, that's important. So, but yeah, so I guess it's a little, you know, advice from Uncle Scrooge because that's something he would say. You know, you gotta work. You work for what you want. You know, whereas we kind of look at the money bin, we don't look at how he got there, and he had to do a lot of things to get the money bin. Whereas we look at the end result and we don't want to put in the work and the effort. It's really, it's just weird that we kind of think that way. Like, you know, we never think about the steps to get to the end. We just always think about the end. So, but yeah, you have to think about how to get there. How are you going to get there? What's the plan? You know. But yeah, I mean, you want a money bin? You know, you got to do money bin work. You know.
There it is, the king's scepter.
You know. So,
Oh, this was
but
easier to find
that's
than a
that's one
penny
of
in
the
a
things. The
pocket
other
boy.
thing is, you know, also enjoy. Just enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your life. You know, work
Curse
is
me,
not
kilt.
everything.
What was that?
I'm learning that now that I'm older. Um, Spending time with people that I care about more often. Um, and like, I know there was a boss. I'm sorry. I know there was a boss in the first one, but I don't remember what the boss. I might have to play the original Ducktales after this. Like, so just so I know, like, what am I seeing here? So, but yeah, so this is about to be the end because I did not survive. But please, you know, please just remember to like work isn't everything, you know, and you have to balance. Balance is life. So that's the end of the video. Again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I really do hope you find what you're looking for. And just don't don't stop. Just keep going. All right, guys. Later.